Hello Ork fans, so welcome to the second part of building a Warboss. As you can see, I have progressed somewhat. I think he's probably about finished now actually. I have added a few bits and pieces since last time, which you can probably tell. I've listened to people's comments and suggestions, some of which I've sort of taken into consideration and done, but really I think what I wanted to do was get this man finished. I've obviously really enjoyed the project, but primarily I wanted him to be used to play games with, and if he's not finished we're not playing games with him. So there's some bits that I would have liked to have done, some more work perhaps I would have liked to have done on him, and he's not 100% perfect, but ultimately I want him finished and ready for the battle. So I have added these little bits, these exhausts on the back here. Obviously there's a little Gretchen hanging off the back of his boar, the little banner from, I think that's just from a Warbike kit anyway. The boss pole I've done is taken from bits and pieces. That's the flash skits top of the pole, as well as these little glyphs that go down the back. I tried to pick particularly sort of Warbossy glyphs on the back there, and green stuffed a little couple of belts that attach it to him. So yeah, that's the boss pole sort of done. I'm quite happy with how that looks. I went with that rather than the big shield in the end, just to make him look a little bit more different to Gorbad, really, just so that he was a bit more distinct. Obviously he was going to look too much like Gorbad with that distinctive shield and spear, which I could have worked on, but as I said again, just trying to get him finished. So he's got his claw. I've done some green stuff work to attach his head. This is a head off just one of the knobs from Black Reach, which I just quite like. I think it's quite intimidating, quite a good head. I did a little wire just coming in from the body to the leg there of the spoke from the boar. What else did we add? Okay, yeah, so I had done some green stuff to attach this arm to the body of the boss. And the green stuff's fine, but just to cover a little bit of some of the work up, and just to make him a bit more sort of imposing, a bit different, I've added some more sort of shoulder pads. He's just got multiple layers of armour on him. Like he's just chucked them on there to give him a bit more protection. Just gives him a bit more of an imposing figure as well. Makes his sort of makes him seem a bit broad and a bit bigger. So I added those in. What else have we done? I think that's most of it. So yeah, green stuff work there. Got the Gretchen on the back, and I'm quite happy with how he's finished. I'm gonna give him a bit of a spray, and I'll come back to you and show you how the spray comes out. I'm going to go with the new Mournfang Brown spray, and I'll let you know how that works out as well. I've not used it before, just got it today. I'm thinking there's a lot of browns. Normally I undercoat in white, and I quite enjoy painting over white, but the boar I think is going to be brown in colour, and parts of the actual Warboss is going to be brown, so I think that's going to save a lot of time. And any bits that I can't quite get to, if they're sprayed brown, I think that's going to look better than if it's undercoated in white. Once they're sprayed, I think that'll bring him all together, and you'll sort of see him as the more complete miniature. But yeah, I'm really happy with him. I think he's looking really good. And the second sort of project I've been working on alongside this is because I've had these bits from Gorbad. I have been converting or sort of mixed the two really. So I had a Gorbad and a Warboss from Black Reach, and I've just sort of smashed them together, and these are this is the results of that smashing. So I've got my main sort of Warboss. I think he's going to be my main guy for most battles. He'll be counted on as a Warbike, giving him a power claw, a shooter, no, combi shooter with the Scorcher on it, and yeah, he'll probably be my main guy. He'll probably cost quite a lot of points. I've not quite worked it out. I have, but I can't remember now. For him, I've had to build his arms out of green stuff because the arms for Gorbad are sort of shorter. So I cut the power claw off for my other Warboss, and I've built the arms out of green stuff. And I've only just sort of getting the hang of green stuff now, and what I might do actually is just sort of give some demonstrations for green stuff, because I was always a little bit put off and a bit intimidated by it, but actually when you get used to it, it's not too bad. So what I'm thinking of doing is perhaps just a very basic tutorial, just some like an intro to green stuff maybe, and some very basics for it, because I found it quite usable and it's not that scary. Obviously green is best, so yeah, perhaps we'll have a little bit of a tutorial on that and see how it goes. So I've done obviously these parts where his arm, some biceps and muscles, same on this side, so the arms attach. A little bit of green stuff to fill in the gap to his head. Not sure where this came from. This was in my bits box. I've added it. It's another sort of skull. He's got quite a lot of skulls on him, so his name is going to be something to do with skulls maybe, I don't know. And added a Imperial Guard hat onto the skull on his shoulder, so that it's, I think what I was finding from comments from Richard as well, actually, that he didn't look so perhaps 40k enough. So he's got some stick bombs on there, he's got perhaps his shooter on that side, and I think in this Warboss is going to be built for close combat, so whether this counts as a power claw or not, maybe it could. And this is the big chopper, then he's going to be built for, and he can perhaps use either or in combat. He's going to be built for combat. And then obviously we've got a little attack squig on the top there, which I've put on Gorbad's shield. So he's got all his trophies and skull. Might paint this like a sort of Grey Knight sword, because I also have Grey Knights, so I'm used to painting the swords. I might paint that as a Grey Knight sword. And then his attack squig on the top, so quite like. We had tried to get, we'd thought about putting that hat on the top of the squig, because I think that could have looked quite funny, but it didn't. I couldn't be sure it would fit properly, and it mean cutting the hair off the fine mane that he's got, stroking the squig there, the fine mane that he's got there. So I didn't do that. I didn't risk it. I didn't cut it off. I've left him as he is. But yeah, maybe that would have worked. Yeah, so my second Warboss. I'm quite proud of him as well, and we'll paint him up. I'll give him a spray and come back to you in a bit and show you how that's worked out. And then the last Warboss is just the normal Black Leech one that I'm going to spray. So there's those three, my sort of three Warbosses I have access to for different battles. As I said, get these as painted as quick as possible. Well, not as quick as possible, but get them painted up. I still want to make them look good, but I also do want to paint them and use them. That's the idea behind this. So yeah, I'll go and spray these and then come back and show you the sprayed result, and perhaps see how the Mournfang spray works. Okay, yeah, so I've sprayed them up. I have tested out the new Mournfang, which isn't terrible. I think he maybe looks like a chocolate orc now, but the coverage seems really good actually, and I think it will save a lot of time in the long run, so hopefully it has helped. You can see a few bits actually just now in the light of the camera that it sort of missed, but you know, I didn't want to overspray it. I think that's going to work out quite well and save me some time. And I think the brown is a nice sort of neutral colour to add other colours on top of, like a grey. I think brown would be a nice sort of neutral colour to add the rest of the colours on. So I'll get ready to paint him and perhaps show you how that goes as well. And then just this one as well, sprayed him up with the Mournfang. So I said, good coverage. There's a few bits I missed there, but that's not terrible. And it looks like this won't need a second spray or anything. It's gone straight onto plastic, and he's been able to get good sort of coverage. The places I've missed haven't quite hit there. It looks worse perhaps on the video than it actually is in real life. But yeah, so as I was saying with this guy, I'd worked out that you can't give someone a big chopper and a power claw, but you can have a power claw and head whopper's kill chopper. So that would be the idea behind that one, if he was to have it. Or maybe that would just be a big chopper, and that doesn't count as a power claw. So I've got options. So yeah, I will get on with painting and show you the stages for painting, and also, as I said before, perhaps have a look at a green stuff tutorial. So stay tuned to see more developments.
Honey, look at this!